Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about silent meltdowns, also called shutdowns or autistic implosions. When most people picture an autistic meltdown, they think screaming, crying, maybe even throwing things. But the truth is, not every meltdown looks like that. Some of them are completely silent, and those can be just as painful and overwhelming, even though from the outside it looks like nothing's happening. Before we dive in, please don't forget to like and subscribe. The channel's starting to really grow, and honestly, the comments are amazing. You've shared your experiences and allowed yourselves to be vulnerable and brave. We're building such a lovely community here, and I love hearing from all of you. We all have so much to learn from each other, so thank you. So, a quick refresher, a meltdown is not a tantrum. It's not being dramatic or defiant. A meltdown is an involuntary reaction to being completely overloaded emotionally, mentally, or sensory-wise. Basically, it's your brain and body saying that they just can't handle this anymore. But here's the thing. Meltdowns aren't always loud. Sometimes, instead of exploding outward, we implode inward. And that's what I mean by a silent meltdown or a shutdown. On the outside, it can look like zoning out, going quiet, or freezing up. But on the inside, it feels like chaos. It's distress, it's overload, and it's the same storm, but just bottled up. And that's why they can be so hard to spot. If someone is screaming, you know they're overwhelmed. But if someone suddenly goes blank, stops talking and just stares, well, people might think they're being rude or stubborn, or just off in their own world. But in reality, it's a meltdown happening silently. This happened to me not too long ago at a doctor's appointment. I had to get a small procedure done, and I was masking like crazy because I was so stressed. I was cracking jokes like I was a comedian at a show. I was obviously overcompensating, but as soon as the procedure started, my mask completely dropped off. I completely shut down. I stopped speaking and I zoned out, and I couldn't respond to the doctor. My husband was with me because we knew this would happen. He explained to the specialist that I'm autistic, and this was my way of coping. I really wanted her to know that I wasn't being rude or ignoring her. I had just hit that shutdown point. And that's not the only time I've had silent meltdowns. For me, sensory stuff is a really big trigger. I can't handle walking through the perfume aisles at the shops. The smells make me feel sick and overwhelmed, and at home I can hear construction a street away, and even though it's very faint, that constant hum drives me crazy. So all of those things add up, and if it gets too much, I just shut down. And in those moments, the best thing for me is to be left alone. I don't want people asking me questions or trying to pull me out of it. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to speak. I just need space and quiet to regulate. So what does a silent meltdown look like? Here are some signs I and others have experienced. Muscles tensing up, jaw clenched, and tight fists. Breathing getting shallow, going completely quiet or unable to talk. Blank expression, zoning out or looking checked out, wanting to escape to somewhere quiet or isolated. Sometimes more stimming like rocking or fidgeting, and on the inside, anxiety, brain fog, confusion, or feeling emotionally numb. It is different for everyone, but those are some of the common signs. Silent meltdowns often happen because of masking. If you've spent years being told not to cry, not to make a scene, or if you've had bad experiences being judged for your meltdowns, you might force yourself to hold it all in. But the meltdown still happens, it just goes internal. So what helps? For us autistic people, safe spaces are huge. We may need quiet rooms, headphones, or just time away from people. And like I said, in my case, being left alone is the best thing. I need that downtime to reset. What about advice for family, friends, or teachers when this happens? Notice when someone has suddenly gone quiet or withdrawn. Don't pressure them to talk or interact. Give them space or lower the sensory input and let them come back when they're ready. Gentle reassurance is good, like saying, "I'm here if you need me." That can also help too. To wrap it up, meltdowns don't always look like crying or yelling. Sometimes they're completely silent, and just because you don't hear them, it doesn't mean they aren't real or intense. Recognizing silent meltdowns means we can support autistic people better instead of assuming everything's fine when it's not. If you've experienced a silent meltdown yourself or seen someone else go through one, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Like I said, I love this little community we're building. So many people sharing their experiences, and it's amazing to see how much we all learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and remember, just because a storm is quiet doesn't mean it's not there.